This video is brought to you guys by the good folks over at CapSole. And just in case you're unaware of what CapSole actually is, it's a really interesting new product for sneakers, where their main focus is wearing, preserving, and properly storing your shoes so that you can do those two things long term. So as most sneakerheads know, when you start wearing your shoes, and even when you don't, those shoes start to begin to age, and sometimes they can age rapidly. Lots of science involved. But the good folks over at CapSole actually figured out that science, and they were able to capture everything, I want to say in a bottle, but that's corny, but that's kind of what they did, so that every time you pull your shoes out, this is not going to happen. At least not for a while. They guarantee that your shoes will last you up to 2 times longer, and it's with a very interesting process, one that I find personally fascinating, where it's been backed by science, and these guys have figured out and put it essentially in a bag and again in a bottle so that you can preserve and store your sneakers properly in between each wear. Now, just briefly, the main things that hurt your sneakers, or at least accelerate their aging, is going to be oxygen, sunlight, and moisture. And this bag takes care of all of that stuff by replacing it with what they call preservative. This process is not new to most industries. They actually do use this process to keep your bags of chips fresh, not the bags themselves, but what's inside the bag. You know how half of it's filled with what seems to be air? Well, it's not actually air, it's nitrogen. This is not quite nitrogen, but it's similar process. And while my Countdown Pack Air Jordan 6s are already cooked, this unreleased sales sample of the Nike Zoom Flight 98, aka the gloves, are not. And I want to keep it that way. And once your shoes are properly stored inside and fully zipped, you're going to turn this bad boy around and undo the air valve right here, because once you start pumping in the preservative, it's going to pump out the bad air that's inside. And in order to do that, you do need to open up the intake right here, take your preservative canister, take your valve right here, you screw it on tightly. You'll know when it's tight because you'll hear it enter the system. Once you're done with that, you will screw this onto the bag. The screw portion is separate, so you can actually just hold it there and then screw it on. It's super easy. And then once you're done with that, you're going to turn it on. The bag's filling up currently. Let me lock it up tight. The bad air is out, the preservative is in. My sneakers are now safe from just ordinary elements out there that'll potentially ruin them. So if you're interested in preserving your sneakers and making them last up to 2 times longer, make sure that you check out CapSole. Links down below in the description box. It'll head you over to their site where you can check out everything that you need to know about this guy right here. I think it's pretty damn cool, and maybe you will too.